bill. And look, we're here to stop a huge national sales tax being imposed. Canada is a friend, not an adversary. Canada is a sovereign nation, not a 51st state. And while we always have challenges with friends, we have a mechanism that Donald Trump negotiated, the USMCA, that enables us to work through trade deals, and we don't need tariffs at all. The president has justified the imposition of these tariffs on, in my view, a made-up emergency.
Don't take my words about how much these tariffs are going to cost. Take the ever colorful Peter Navarro, who Trump's one of his trade people, says it will raise $100 billion off the car tariffs this year, $600 billion off the reciprocal tariffs, $700 billion tariff fees. Who's going to pay those? American consumers. This will be the largest tax increase on American consumers in modern times. End of story.
Our base malt, really the primary ingredient that goes into our beer besides water, is Canadian Pilsner malt. It's a very specific strain of high quality barley that grows in the cold climate of Canada. And there's not a suitable U.S. substitute that we can get of the same quality to make our beer. So we've relied on Canadian Pilsner malt for the past 14 years since we opened to brew our world-class quality beer. If there's a 25% tariff on this basic ingredient, it's going to slow our business down. We're going to have to raise our prices, and by the time it goes from us to our distributor, to the retailer, to the consumer, this $12.99 six-pack of beer is going to end up at $18.99. And so how many people are still going to want to buy a six-pack of great-tasting beer, but at $18.99? People are going to start looking for a different substitute.
President Trump says, quote, "I couldn't care less if prices go up to American families." America, you hear that? Donald Trump says he couldn't care less if you pay more. And it's not just a little. The estimates go as high as $6,500 more for the average American family. To the family that's sitting down Friday night and trying to figure out, do they have enough money to go on that vacation, or to visit grandma, or maybe to buy a car? Take away $6,500 and those dreams are out the window. And Trump couldn't care less? As Tim outlined, it's not fentanyl. You know, they always make up an excuse because they have no justification for what they're really doing. In this case, they say fentanyl, but the amount of fentanyl that comes over the Canadian border is minuscule. They're doing it so they raise revenue so they can give tax cuts to the billionaires like everything else. The whole government is geared, whether it's Social Security or Medicaid or Medicare or housing or agriculture, the whole government is geared to create the dollars that can give tax breaks to the billionaires. And one final thing. Yes, are there certain areas where tariffs might be needed? Yes, it should be pinpointed in specific areas. But typical of this administration, they use a blunderbuss instead of a scalpel. They use a hatchet instead of a scalpel.
Chainsaw.
They use a chainsaw instead of a scalpel. Thank you, Tim. And they just go after everything with huge destruction for the American people. You know, I've been a China hawk.
Our colleagues over in the Senate should not be subjects to a king, okay? We are an independent, co-equal branch of government that's got to speak out. And I have not heard an issue like this. Of all the things that have been going on, and the chaos up, the corruption up, the costs up, as these tariffs, that our Republican colleagues behind closed doors are telling us, keep going, keep going, keep doing this. Go away, go do this, because this is just decimating our businesses in our state. So this is the moment they can stand up. In general, if only 4 of them stood up on so many of these things, including the tax cuts for the billionaires or whatever else they're doing, that would be it. 4 of them, just 4 of them need to stand up like Senator Booker is doing right now on that Senate floor.
Oh.